Today, I'm really pleased that we have a changemaker breakfast, which puts the focus on allyship and collaboration. And the breakfast, which is taking place just behind me here, is supported by our industry partners, Gals and Gear, Women in Streaming Media, and Rise. And I'm really pleased to be joined today by the IBC Head of Content, Jaisica.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Jaisica. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
How's the show been so far?
It's been brilliant. I mean, as you can see, there's a real buzz, and I think that's been prevalent over the last 4 days, really. Everyone's talking more, everyone's getting some fresh insight. There's really good conversations happening.
And there's a definite, I've noticed there's a definite shift towards sustainability and diversity within the M&E landscape. And IBC is now doing the Changemaker programme for year 2. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, how it's developed this year and how important it is as everything that we do?
Last year we piloted the programme and it was a super success, but this year we've really built the editorial values of it, and so we're covering the whole breadth of media culture, from, as you said, sustainability to AI and ethics in AI, and we're talking about things like allyship. So it's a real opportunity and a platform, really, so that it's really creating sessions to give a platform for these organisations to start speaking, and for the audience and visitors to have a voice and start talking about actions. And actually you can see in the daily, even the front cover is about celebrating leaders in innovation and diversity, but that's the whole purpose of it, is the conversation starts in the room, but then it kind of amplifies outside the room. People read about it, people hear about it.
Yeah, and there's some great organisations that we've been working with this year as well who, that's their sort of mission and, their drive towards sort of supporting the industry. Can you sort of tell us about, a bit about some of those organisations and how we work with them and the value they bring?
Yeah, well, we work with them all through the year collaboratively, looking at the editorial, what topics we should be addressing, what their mission is as well. So the likes of Rise, Gals and Gear, Women in Streaming Media, Soho Media Club, we work with them throughout the year, pull together the content and ensure that it's their mission and their message is threaded through the Changemakers programme. And then we also kind of pair that with great brands on the programme. So yesterday we had BBC Studios talking about how they're really fostering that culture of inclusivity. And we're just, in 10 minutes time, we're going to hear from Wincy Knight from Paramount, who is a powerhouse. And she's going to talk about, again, inclusion within Paramount and how they've been able to really kind of weave that into their culture.
No, that's fantastic. I was actually just going to ask you what you're most looking forward to, but I think you sort of answered
you can
question.
See the smile on my face.
Answer that question for us.
Yeah.
I know that people and culture is a core pillar for IBC this year. Can you sort of talk about how diversity, inclusivity, sustainability is sort of woven through the entire programme at IBC, so not just as part of the programme here?
Yeah, sure. I mean, so first off, we created a podcast. So it's called the IBC Changemakers podcast. You can see some of the video behind me with quotes from some of the Changemakers and the podcast guests. But that is, interviewing people like Asif Sadiq, who is head of inclusion at Warner Brothers Discovery, Kamal Ahmed, who used to be at the BBC and now is the founder of the News Movement, about how they are really kind of making waves in the industry and really flipping things around to create a more inclusive industry.
Yeah. The podcast is absolutely fantastic. I mean, I've downloaded it. It's for anyone who wants to know, it's available on all your sort of podcast channels. Please sort of download and listen and share. There's some amazing, wonderful stories that you can hear from there. Well, I think I can hear some clapping in the background. I think we're about to start our next session. So thanks, Jaisica, for joining me. See you next year.
Next year.
Thank you, everyone else who's joined us on our Facebook Lives. It's been a pleasure to host them again, and I can't wait to be back for IBC 2024.